Welcome to Winnipeg Transit on Request. This video will go over account registration, how to view and adjust on-request settings, how to book, navigate, and cancel an on-request trip, and more. How about we get started? We're going to go over the process of registering for an on-request account. Whether you're using the on-request website or app, this process will be the same. If you will be using 311 to book on-request trips, the customer service representative will help create an account for you when you book your first trip. Click on the Register button and you'll be asked to enter your phone number. You can also register with your email address. Click on the Continue with Email prompt instead. If you're using your phone number, you'll be sent a 5-digit verification code via text. If you register via email, it will be sent in an email instead. Depending on your connection, it can take up to a couple minutes to receive your code. Click on Continue after entering your 5-digit code. Next, we need to provide a little more information to set up our account. We'll enter our first and last name. Entering an email address is voluntary if you register with the phone number. Click the Confirm button when you're done. We're all registered. You'll be brought to the main on-request screen. If there are any system announcements, they'll pop up at this time. Click on More Information if you'd like to read more about the announcement. Otherwise, click on Accept to close the announcement. At this point, you may be asked if you would like to enable location settings for the app or page. On-request works best if you enable these settings, but it's not mandatory to use the service. Logging into your on-request account is very similar to the registration process we did earlier. After clicking on the Login button, you'll be asked to enter in the phone number you used to set up your account. In order to keep your account secure, you'll need to enter in the 5-digit notification code. Depending on your network, it may take a moment to receive the code. If you have difficulty reading text messages, select Call Me with the code to receive it over the phone instead. Let's go back and see what happens when you click on Continue with Email instead. In this section, we'll enter in our email address followed by Continue. Unlike before, our verification code will be sent to our email instead. After receiving the code, enter it in the boxes and hit the Continue button to finish logging in. Let's take a look at creating favorite locations and the settings menu in more detail. Favorites make it easier to select destinations you'll be traveling to and from in the future. We're going to click Add Home and set up our home address as a favorite. Our home today is going to be 414 Osborne Street. As you type your address in, you'll start seeing locations below. You can customize the name of the favorite where it says Address Name. You can also select an icon to customize each location you set as a favorite. Your favorite locations will appear under the Where To box. You can edit a favorited location by clicking on it. Clicking on the person icon in the top left corner brings us to the Options menu. You can update your name and email address by clicking on My Profile. You can also sign out or delete your account on this screen. Next, we'll click on My Trips. This is where you can view any current trips as well as your past trips. Clicking on the Book a Trip button is another way you can request a ride. We'll take a look at this section closer after we book a trip later. The Payment Methods option will show you your default payment method. By default, the Pay on Vehicle method will be selected for you, and that's the one you'll be using. Clicking on the Settings button gives us a few additional options. Favorite Locations lets you add more favorites. You can also use this screen to delete or edit any existing ones. Click on the location followed by the Delete Favorite Location button to remove the favorite. Notifications let you adjust your preferred notification method. You'll receive notifications when you book rides and when your bus is approaching. Set the notification method to whatever you prefer. Lastly, you can adjust the language by selecting English or French. The Riders option lets you select the default amount of riders when you take your trips. Riders can be changed or removed when you book a trip as well. In this example, we're going to pre-select one adult passenger, followed by the Confirm Riders button. If you use an accessibility device, the feature setting will let you pre-select a device used by default when searching for on-demand trips. Announcements will bring up any previous announcements you've read, while the Rider Guide option shows more information about the on-request service. If you need to reach Winnipeg Transit Plus or On Request, the links below will help you get in contact with both services. And lastly, the Legal button will bring you up the terms of service and private policy if you'd like to review them. It's time to book our first on-request trip. Click on a favorite destination or the Where To button to get started. Clicking on a favorite will automatically put that address in as your destination. You'll see any favorited locations appear at the top of the screen. Want to quickly add a favorite location? This can be done by clicking on the heart symbol by the name. In our example, we're going to use OnRequest to bring us from our job at the Riverview Health Center to Jubilee Station, where we can connect to the blue line in order to bring us home. You'll see we've already put in our work address as a favorite and we'll search for Jubilee Station. Once we select the origin and destination location, the map will zoom into our origin point. Depending on your location accuracy, your settings, and the size of your origin, we can drag the map to adjust our pin or pickup point from the default. Now that we're satisfied with the pinpoint, we'll select the pickup button. We can adjust the amount of riders with the rider option below. It's important we set the correct amount of riders to account for space on the bus. Click on Confirm Riders once that's set. Accessibility requirements can also be selected based on our needs. Once we review the trip information and we set up our riders, it's time to confirm our trip by clicking on the blue Request button. Once we've selected our trip, we'll see the trip details section, which gives us a step-by-step breakdown of our journey. Once we've reviewed the journey, we can click on the Request Ride button to finalize the trip. Otherwise, we can click on the arrow in the top left corner to go back and edit the trip. Once we're confirmed, you'll receive a text or email confirmation that summarizes your trip and lets you know your pickup window. After a couple seconds, the website and app will refresh and zoom out to show your journey. There are a number of details on the screen. The blue circle shows your starting point or pin. This isn't necessarily where the on-request bus will be picking you up at. The white circles show where you will catch and get off the on-request bus. You'll need to move to this point to meet up with the bus. The vehicle shows where the on-request bus is at the moment. It will move as it gets closer to your pickup point and throughout the journey. You can follow how close the bus is to your pickup point in order to time out your pickup better. The gray line shows the planned route to your destination. This can change during the trip depending on other pickups or drop-offs. Just like the blue circle, the red circle is the end point or destination of our journey. And for the trip details, your trip is broken into different steps. The left and right arrows let you move between them, and the map will adjust accordingly when you preview different steps. Clicking on the trip details buttons brings up the step-by-step trip instructions shown during the trip confirmation screen. If you've booked your trip and need to cancel your booking, click on the trip details button to bring up your journey. Scroll down to the bottom and select Cancel Trip. You can also change the number of passengers with the Change button. On this screen, you'll be asked why you are canceling your trip. Select the applicable option followed by the Confirm Cancellation button. You'll receive a check mark confirming your ride has been canceled after clicking on the button. You may receive an error when you try and book your trip. Remember that on-request service will only bring you within your current on-request zone. If you try and book a ride for a later time or date, you'll also receive an error. Instead of Jubilee Station, we're going to set our destination as St. Vital Center, which is outside of our zone. We'll receive a No Trips Found message as that's not a valid zone destination. You may also receive an error if the service is busy at the time of your booking request. Please wait a couple minutes and request your ride again in this scenario. The By Trip section is a way to review your current and previous trips. To bring this up, click on the person icon in the top left corner and select the My Trips option. Live trips will be shown in the Schedule tab. Select the Past section to view our previous trips. We can see the trip we just canceled appears in this section. Selecting it shows us the trip details from that journey. If we scroll down to the trip details, we'll see two options, Book Return and Book Again. Selecting Book Again will allow you to rebook the same trip with the same origin and destination, while Book Return lets you book the same trip but with the origin and destination settings reversed. The system automatically sets your trip without having to change your details. From here, we can adjust any trip details and finalize our booking with the blue button on the bottom.